people have so many questions and so many myths around fibroids. Actually, most of the questions I get, I found out that they are myths. People really don't understand what fibroids are, and that's the reason why I started this channel. Hey, hello, how are you doing today? Thank you so much for coming back and joining. And if it's your first time listening to me, I'm Tabby. I'm an advocate for women who are living with fibroids. My mandate, or rather my passion, is to spread and bring awareness around fibroids and to create a support group, or rather a sisterhood, for women who have fibroids, because it is not a condition that is as it could be easily put. Most people would say every woman has fibroids. It's a big deal. It's not as easy as people might think of it to be. So you need that encouragement. You always need to feel that you're not alone, and that is my purpose. That's what drives me. That's what makes my heart beat every morning. You know, the fact that I can wake up to get to do this, to bring awareness and to encourage another person who has fibroids that it's gonna be okay, and that we can even exchange notes, you know, and find peace with living with fibroids. So today I want to bust a few myths around the fibroids. I cannot tell you how many DMs, messages, comments, wow, that have been flooded on either my phone, on my channel, on my WhatsApp. I think I have explained enough what fibroids are in the previous videos. So today I just want to bust a few myths with that knowledge that I have been sharing. As you watch, as I mentioned a myth, probably you're sitting in a living room or at a coffee shop, wherever you are, just, you know, signal your yes or no even before I give my answer, right? Let's do this together. Let's make this fun. The first myth I ever came across was that, yeah, you have fibroids, so what's the big deal? You have fibroids, everybody else has fibroids. People live with fibroids, they don't die. It's a disease that people don't suffer. What's the big deal about it? Why are you making it look like it's a big thing? Our grandparents had it, our sisters have it, every woman probably in my circle has it, so what's the big deal? That's not true. Women who have fibroids suffer differently. As I said, there are women who have symptomatic fibroids, others have asymptomatic fibroids. So it really depends on the kind of fibroids you have, and they affect your body differently. Again, it all boils down to the fact that fibroids are caused by estrogen dominance in your body, where there's more estrogen in your body than any other hormone. So definitely, your levels could be probably different from mine. Our bodies are different as women. So the myth that most women have fibroids and it's not a big deal is not true, because the women who have symptomatic fibroids actually do affect them on a sad level. Like it really cripples your life, you know, from over bleeding to bleeding throughout the month, to be getting bloated, to suffering miscarriages. There's so many things that women who have symptomatic fibroids suffer from. So that's a myth that needs to be busted. Fibroids is just not everybody has it condition. It is a condition that is serious. It actually cripples a woman's life. It affects her psychologically. It affects her body physically. It's very frustrating and exhausting when you do have symptomatic fibroids. So that's one myth that we want to bust. So yeah, that's not true. The second myth I have is around the fact that, yeah, I have fibroids like you, but I got a baby. What's the big deal? Like, yeah, people have fibroids and have kids. No, that's not true. There are people who actually have fibroids and suffer miscarriages when they do. Depending on the location of your fibroids, you can get pregnant and be able to sustain a pregnancy to 9 months. While there are some women like I who have submucosal fibroids and have not been able to sustain a pregnancy. Why? Because where the baby is supposed to attach themselves to grow is probably where our fibroids sit. You know, so that makes us more susceptible to getting miscarriages. So it's not true. It's not that everybody who has fibroids is able to get children, to conceive. That is not true. I want to bust that myth. It's not true. As I've said, it depends on the location and even the size and the number of fibroids you have that, you know, dictate the kind of pregnancy you end up having. The other myth I want to bust is regarding if you have fibroids, you will experience symptoms like heavy menstrual bleeding and pain. That is not true. As I've said, there are people who have symptomatic and asymptomatic fibroids. So if you have symptomatic fibroids, you might experience heavy menstrual bleeding and pain, severe cramping, you know, cramping that can sort of even plague you and paralyze you and make you feel like you can't leave your bed. It's true for people who have symptomatic fibroids, but for those who don't have symptomatic fibroids, asymptomatic ladies who have fibroids do not experience this pain. They don't experience this pain. They don't experience heavy bleeding. So it is not true that if you have fibroids, you have to have symptoms. That's not true. That's another myth I want to bust. As the third one. The fourth one is that a routine ultrasound will detect any uterine fibroids that are present. This is true. It is very possible for you to see and visualize ultrasounds, or if you actually go get ultrasound done by your radiologist, of course by being referred by your gynecologist to them, it's possible that you get to see the type of fibroids you have, the number of fibroids you have, and even how big they are. It is very possible for you to see. The other myth is around cancer, that fibroids are cancerous. That is not true. There are actually fibroids that are not cancerous. The fact that the fibroids that have been removed, doctors thinking they're fibroids but they're cancer, true, but that's on a scale of like 1%. Okay, so there are also women who, but most people who have fibroids, they're just fibroids. They're just benign tumors. They are tumors that are not cancerous. That's what fibroids are. It's on a very low scale, like 1%, where fibroids tend to change to become cancerous. So that is not true. That's a myth. Fibroids are non-cancerous. It is on very, as again I've said, it's on very rare cases that you can find fibroids becoming cancerous. So that is another myth I want to bust. Fibroids are not cancerous. The next myth I want to bust is that if left untreated, fibroids will continue to grow throughout a woman's lifetime. Well, again, this is not true, because if you can be able to control estrogen in your body, that is the spiking up or the estrogen becoming more in your body than any other hormone as a woman, then you can be able to control the growth of fibroids. Again, I've been talking about this lady called Jessie Thompson, who discovered that there are foods, or if we change our diet, even Chef Aki, and I will leave their links down here below. They have been able to create diets where if you change your lifestyle rather, and follow those diets to the core, then there are foods you eat that can actually reduce the estrogen dominance in your body. Some of the foods we eat, the stress, the pollutants around us actually make estrogen become more dominant in our bodies. So they're actually, and as I've said, there's research that has gone into this by nutritionists like Chef Aki and Jessie Thompson, who's actually suffered fibroids and has gone through miscarriages and so many surgeries trying to find a solution, until they realize that as long as you cannot control the estrogen dominance in your body as a woman, they will continue to grow throughout your lifetime. But if you can control them, which is something I will cover in another video, that if you can actually cover the fact that your estrogen can spike, you know, and the estrogen becomes more than any other hormone in your body, then they can actually stop growing. You can kill them naturally. It is very possible, but this will take a total lifestyle change, like 360. You have to change your lifestyle completely to a point where the estrogen is not as dominant as ever before in your body. The fact that there are so many women who have fibroids around us, whether it's our sisters, our grandparents, whether it's your friend, you know, sometimes people take fibroids lightly because they say so many women live with fibroids, you know, and the stigma around it, that the fact that women don't even talk about it, then that's why there are so many myths surrounding fibroids. Because I don't talk about the fact that I have fibroids does not mean that I am not suffering, does not mean that I am tired of my predicament. You know what I'm saying? So that is not true. I am cozied up, if you may wonder, at Mags and Brews once again. This has become my second home because I'm here inside the restaurant and not outside like last time. Yeah, and so if you haven't come to Mags and Brews, I mean, what are you waiting for? Seriously, like, you need to come like right now. They are on Marsabit Plaza on Gong Road. Feel free to come in for a cup of tea, for a meal, and they actually have a nice pizza offer on the weekends. So maybe you want to take advantage of that. Thank you for watching once again. I hope this was insightful. Please don't forget to subscribe if this video has been informative and educative and has even helped you become more aware of what fibroids are. Kindly don't forget then to subscribe and like and even share across different platforms so that we can help a sister girl like you who is watching, you know, find help, find treatment from their fibroids, and even find a support system, and even find the help they need, you know, to cure and to even live with fibroids if then they have to. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for taking your time. Until next time, I will see you next time where we talk about something totally different. You have to join me next time. So see you on the other side. Bye-bye.